So before we get into today's topic, which it's a pretty spicy topic, I got a little bone to pick with some of you. A little boner, if you will. I guess that works. Not all of you, not all 493,000 of you, which I am super thankful for all of you guys here for subscribing to the channel. I'll be giving away a console or two when we hit 500,000 subscribers. So tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your family to subscribe to RGT. You could sell the console if you want. Won't hurt my feelings and get that cream cash money. Cash rules everything around me. However, some of you Weisenheimers called me a Nintendo YouTuber yesterday on an Xbox video. Like, can you read? I said I will report you, and I will report you. That was just a little test. I'm putting all your names in a database in which I will enact to the Federal Bureau of Investigation to investigate you. You for saying this. I don't want to see any of that crap in the comments. But today we are talking about Nintendo, so I don't know. Maybe I'll let it slide a little bit. Nintendo, I would love to just sit in like a Nintendo boardroom meeting and be a fly on the wall and just listen to the justification of some of the things that they do, especially when it comes to pricing. Now, this is a video that I've been wanting to make for a while, but I know that another content creator about 6 or 7 months ago made a video similar to this, and people were crucifying him in the comments of his video on his own channel. That man was Switchforce. And you know what? Switchforce was right about this. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I know the sky is falling, cats and dogs living in harmony, a meteor is coming to kill us all, but Switchforce was right about how Nintendo prices remakes and remasters because there's no consistency whatsoever. His whole thing was contingent on the fact that Mario vs. Donkey Kong was a $50 game, whereas Metroid Prime Remastered was a $40 game. Now, in my opinion, Metroid Prime Remastered was a much bigger undertaking than Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Like, yeah, you do have to completely redo all of the graphics of Mario vs. Donkey Kong, but it's a much simpler game. You could sort of plug and play assets into this engine that the game already pretty much has that you're just modifying for a modern platform. Whereas Metroid Prime Remastered, like, all of the textures were redone, and this is a big 3D game with multiple angles and multiple sides to these textures. But I'm not talking about Mario vs. Donkey Kong, although it does play a role in this, because I really think Nintendo's lost their damn mind. The price of Luigi's Mansion 2, one of the few Nintendo Switch games that we know about for 2024. This, along with Princess Peach Showtime and Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door HD. You know, Princess Peach Showtime, $60 game, whatever. It's a brand new game, new IP. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. But what do you think Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, a game that was originally on the 3DS, what do you think that's going to cost on your Nintendo Switch? Now, the game originally came out for $40 on the Nintendo 3DS. So, $40, $50? No, my friends. It is a $60 game. A full-priced Nintendo game for a game where the guts are already there. The game is already there. You don't have to come up with a game from the ground up. You have the core game. This isn't a situation where it's like Resident Evil 4. Where you are taking the base game and completely reimagining it. It's Luigi's Mansion 2, aka Dark Moon, HDified with some better graphics. But there's online play, RGT. There's online play in the Switch. There's online play in the 3DS version. Expose yourself. Not literally, but you are exposing yourself by saying something like that because there was online play in the 3DS version of the game. I actually, that was one of the first games I reviewed back on GamingTruth.com. I believe I gave the game an 8.5 out of 10, a technical marvel on the Nintendo 3DS. Very, very pretty graphics. I didn't really like I prefer the open style of Luigi's Mansion 1, but, you know, they had to do what they had to do with this to make it work on the 3DS. But why is this game $60? Why, okay, so let's kind of look at the hierarchy of things here. So, Metroid Prime Remastered is a GameCube game. A GameCube HD version is only $40. A Game Boy Advance game with Mario vs. Donkey Kong is $50. And a 3DS game getting upscaled that was originally $40 is now $60. There's no rhyme or reason to it. You know why? You know why? Because when those damn Zelda games come out, when those Wind Waker and Twilight Princesses, whenever they come out, this year, next year, it doesn't matter. I think we all understand eventually that these games are going to come out on the Switch. Do you honestly think they're going to follow the GameCube mantra and charge $40 for them? No, they'll charge $50 at least. Oh, but you can use the voucher program, RGT, and you could get Luigi's Mansion 2 HD for only $50. You know what? It's a digital game. I'm buying a digital copy. The digital copy should cost less. You don't have to worry about manufacturing a cartridge or a box for it or artwork for it. It should cost less. That's not a savings for me. That's just a way for me to buy two games, and then they're both digital. Nintendo doesn't care because you make more money on digital games. I don't know, man. I like consistency. You know, I like it when things are consistent and you know kind of what it's going to be. But I guess you could look at, what Sony's doing. Sony and The Last of Us remastered for the third time. Granted, there was that $10 upgrade, or The Last of Us Part 2, I should say, remastered. There was that $10 upgrade if you had the game on PS4, but there's not going to be any sort of upgrade for this game because it's a 3DS game. I just don't understand how we pick the price of these games. How do we establish this? Because we've already been introduced to the $70 game. We've already been introduced to that with Tears of the Kingdom. So what constitutes a $70 game, a $60 game, a $50 game, or a $40 game? It's just like they have a dartboard and they're like, all right, let's throw this dart and see where it lands. Like, I'm guessing that Paper Mario, the Thousand Year Door HD, is going to be $60, but that's a GameCube game. So by going by what Metroid Prime did, shouldn't that be a $40 game? I am sure, 100% sure that Metroid Prime Remastered took more work than Paper Mario will. Look at the graphical styles of those games. Metroid Prime Remastered is one of the best looking Switch games. 60 frames per second. It's not a slower action RPG game where, you know what I'm saying? You could just play that game in Dolphin upscaled and there you go. You're good to go. I don't get it. I don't understand their pricing. And it pains me. It pains me to give Switch Force credit for this. But he was right. I really think he was right with that video. People just want consistency. We want to, we don't like to be, pushed around willy-nilly and just, some things cost more and some things cost less, but there's no sort of rhyme or reason to it. Consistency is a very important thing in the world of video games. With all that being said, however, let's be real. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD is going to sell because there's probably a good contingency of people that haven't played it. Although that game did sell, I believe, 6 million on the 3DS. There's younger people that haven't played it. And more importantly, that's probably going to come out at a time where there's not a lot of first-party Nintendo games that are new anyways. So it'll probably sell decently enough. And then we'll just be put into this cycle where Nintendo just charges $60 for everything. Really killing that GameCube and DS and 3DS to Nintendo Switch Online dream, isn't it? Because they just realize that people will spend money on this stuff. And who are you supposed to blame? Blame Nintendo for pricing it high? Or blame the consumer for buying it at a high price? I don't know, man. Only thing I do know is don't you dare call me a Nintendo YouTuber in these comments. I will have the FBI come after you. I'll hire a private investigator. I'll hire Columbo. Columbo will come and find you. Let me know what you think of this in the comments section down below, though, because I think this is a very interesting topic. Does it bother you that some of these games are 60, 50, 40? What kind of determines the price point for which game? Like, where's the logic? Where is the logic? Because I don't feel like there is any logic. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. Let me know if Nintendo lost their damn mind in the comment section down below. Make sure you hit subscribe if you are new to the channel. Like I said, giving away a system, maybe even two. Depends how fast we get there. The faster we do it, the more generous I will feel. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Later.